Hey guys, hey, it's me, Jimmy Lou from the Messy Craft Corner. Hey you guys, it is time for this is my favorite one time a month event is the Thrifted Flippin' event. You guys, there's a link in the description of the video for a free group that you can join. If you're getting here, say hi, tell me that you're watching. Somebody's gonna come and sprinkle me out, I hope, because, I don't know. Miss Lisa's out with the farming animals, and nobody really said they were gonna put it in the group, but somebody's gonna put it in the group over there. Let's get you guys a little straighter here. Okay, so I was going to start the ephemera for the Grinch book, but listen, you guys, that technically is starting a book, because yesterday when I did the little tag for the sewing journal, I got called on the carpet by someone in a private message, and I'm not calling you out. You felt that me doing that was actually starting a new book, so I'm letting it rest. I'm not going to be doing anything to start a new book. But I've had this one kind of on the back burner. This has been in my travel bag since the summer. I wanted to do it. I started to prep it. You can see I have things all ring bound here and ready to go. And I had all the stuff in a box except for the paper. And then I bought this Bo Bunny paper at the Joann's this week, and it's so pretty, and it really matches with the outdoor theme. And you're going to see, we're going to look at the story here in a second. But the book, so what I did was, it was a storybook, and I cut the spine off. Now, people say, how do you do that? When I do start the book for the Grinch event next week, for the Whoville event, you're gonna see me. I'm gonna do a pre-recorded video of how I break the spine down for us to use it in this manner. So I just use my blade on my trimmer, and off comes the spine, and then I trim them up so they're both the same, 5.5 inches, and then I take the storybook pieces, and I lay those out, and I trim those at the 5.5 also. So it depends on the size of your book, because if we look at the book for the Whoville event next week, it is definitely not that size. It is actually, it's going to probably be a 7.5 inch book, by, what is this? I always keep the height, 11.25. So my paper inside is going to be 11 inches by, what did I say, 7.5, even though my book, I'm going to keep it a little bigger, because I'm going to keep my pages inside slightly smaller. So this is the book that I haven't been able to find another Whoville book. So when I'm in the Whoville event, that's going to be that. But anyways, we're not in the Whoville event today. So I didn't feel right, because someone called me out on the carpet saying, you can't do that. So I didn't. So I pulled this one from my bin of stuff that needs to be fixed. And you can see the only thing I did cut was I cut this down. I bought these at the thrift store the other day. They're coin pockets that you put coin papers in, because I wanted this to be part of a junk journal and show you how. So you cut your book cover down. Thanks for spreading the crafty mess. That means to S-H-A-R-E. Oh no, Lisa Kid, you have to go find it, girly. Okay, so my book pages are cut down to also 5.5 inches. And you're going to see I have some cardstock that is also cut down to 5.5 by 8.5, because the book is 8.5 high. But check out this book. It's got all of these. If you open the cover, it has, like, they're driving to. The back cover is the end of the day, which is super fun. And then the story goes along something like this. It's a picnic in the woods. It's a Random House book. Copyright on this, I don't know what the copyright is on this, but I am going to say I'm taking creative license to go ahead and alter this book so that this company right here doesn't get ticked. All right, it's a beautiful day for a picnic. Mickey drives Minnie and his nephews to a park in the woods. Everyone helps unpack the car, and the boys want to know when they're going to eat. So, of course, we're looking at eating already. They got baseball. They have, they have a rainstorm, and they're having a picnic. And then when the rain stops, you get into this like outdoor kind of stuff. And that's the direction I'm headed in this book, is more outdoor, botanical kind of. This is the botanical, the paper here is considered botanical. So we're going to be looking at that kind of stuff. Did I press any flowers? No. Could you have? Yes. But you know, they got streams, they got all kinds of animals. Spiders. That's about as bad as SNAKE. Look, they're picking blueberries, or not blueberries, blackberries. And you know, so we definitely can go with that theme. So when you're looking at a book that you want to alter, like we're going to do to this one, oh, they got mosquitoes too. Excuse me. You want to be thinking of the theme. Like, you don't want to do a, you could use this as a travel journal. You could use it as a picnic journal. You could use it as all kinds of different journals. I'm just headed in the direction of botanical. That is way out of my comfort zone, y'all. I don't typically do botanical type books, but we're going to give it a go. So I have a couple of things off the side of the table here that I'm going to use when we start piecing this together. First of all, I have some cardstock that's cut in different, or is cut to size. I have this, this was a whole sheet, okay? So all I did was, I was really careful not to cut where it's sealed. So I just laid it onto my, hang on, let me make sure I'm not lying to you. I laid it onto my, board, and then I just ran my cutter right through it, and it just cuts it nicely. So you can create little pockets from that big sheet. So if you see these coin envelopes, baseball card holders, all those kind of things. Hi, Lisa Fox. Hello. Someone who's watching that is a member of Your Messy Craft Corner, would you put this video over there? Even if it's over there twice, we'll take it out later. So I started using some of my scraps. I'm hoping to show you guys that today. Also, I had this coloring book that I got from the Dollar Tree that had like Mickey and Minnie kind of stuff. And I thought, so I pulled some that I thought were cute, that were whole sheets. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those. And then I also pulled some that were like these kind of patterned sheets, and I just cut them. I just cut them in half, down to 5 inches. They're going to be a little smaller, but that's okay. We're going to make them fit. And then I have, for your looking pleasure, this is just coffee dyed paper that I had from outside. So we have all of the things for the makings of a good book here. I also have, and I wasn't sure if it would fit, but we're gonna give it a look. These are cards or writing stationery that I got from the thrift store also. And they just came in a sheet like this. They're all the same, but they're perforated. So you can punch them out to make them this kind of cool little journal. I think this would be great for a journaling card, especially on the page where there are the butterflies. So, all right. And obviously this would actually fit inside the book. It'll stick out a little bit, but that's okay because I'm planning to put something along the edge. Turn your glue machine on. It is. So you could actually put these right into the book like this, or, you know, you could fold them, tuck them into a pocket, make sideways pockets, topway pockets. So don't dismiss when you go, thank you, Tanya. So don't dismiss when you find things like this at your thrift store when you're junk journaling, okay? And I know junk journaling probably isn't everyone's cup of tea, but hey, it is what it is. Tanya, did you also put me in the Thrifty Flip group? Because I don't think I got put over there. Okay. So what we got to do is we have to decide like what parts of our books, what part of our book. Okay, this is the front cover. What things do we want to add and where? And then we can always punch holes later on. So we have, this is how I do it. You guys can do it any way that you want to. I have 4 pieces here, so I'm going to make 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I decide how many sections my book is going to have. So now we have cardstock pieces that we're going to add in here, because that's the place where you're going to add, your pockets and your extra flips and flaps and things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there was one with a pocket already on it. Where did I put that one? Here it is. This one already has a library pocket on it. Okay. Then what other kind of things, what other kind of things do you want to add? Well, personally, I'm going to set some things to the side here because I got about too many things in the way. These great big envelopes, these are nice for junk journals that you can sew into signatures. They're not as nice for a book that isn't the right size. So in order for me to use this as some type of pocket, I would have to take my cover. Oh, thank you. And see how big is this, because I would need to trim it down, okay, to create a pocket. And in order to do that, we'd have to do a whole lot of gluing and stuff. You could also do a pocket this direction. So let me show you how to do that since we're already discussing it. All right, let me just move a few things out of the way here. So I know 5.5 inches is how big I want my papers to be. I'm just going to take this down to 5 so that it doesn't stick out. Okay, so there we are down to 5 inches. We actually have 2 that we could use for this, but I'm only going to go with 1. And then you just want to seal this. You just want to close this up so that way you have a sideways pocket. And that's how you create a pocket from an envelope when it's way bigger than you need. So let's see, my glue was pretty thick earlier and I gave it a sauna bath. So let's just close that over, make sure. Yep, we're good. So, you know, you can put things folded, like, well, now where did I put that? Here it is. You know, like these pieces here, you know, you can fold these in half. Just like so. Oops. I should have scored it. It would have folded easier. But, and then you can tuck these kind of things into pockets here. Now, it's not going to go in all the way because we're going to add it. The rings are going to kind of mush it there. So we have one of these. So I'm not too concerned with getting that into a place anywhere other than in the book. Okay, so we have 4 sections. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I could have gave them each 4. That's okay. We'll give it each 4. 2, 3, 4. And I just have 2 extra. They're just going to go in a section, and that's okay. It's okay. Will you mount that on cardstock? Because it's, no, I won't mount it on cardstock. It'll just go, I'll just 3-hole punch it, and it'll just go into the book wherever the holes lie. It is a journal, so you do have to be careful with turning pages and stuff. I know some junk journalers who glue like scraps of like their cardstock along the edge just to give the hole a little place extra. You can buy those little holes that go over at Lisa Kid. But in all honesty, I've never really, I mean, unless you have a kid flipping through like nobody's business, you really aren't going to have that problem. Okay, so now we just need to divide the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these like this. This is how I do it. You have to figure out what works for you. So I kind of like crisscross them like this. Crisscross, applesauce, and all the fun stuff. Okay. This I want to pull to the front. And then I start deciding how many pages need to go into each section. We have 4 sections. Let's see how many pages we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Three is 12 with 2 left over. Okay, so 3 per section with 2 left over. So what we're going to do is the first 2, I'm going to make my 2 left over. 1, 2. So they're not in a section. Here's a section. Okay, I already have this cardstock cut. Here's my hole punch. Here we go. Sheila is up next, you guys. So all you have to do to keep these together, I'm looking for where my, I had one of these with the holes already punched in it for us to use. It's here on the table somewhere or down below somewhere. Okay, so just tap, 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 tap. Okay, and then mark your holes. Mark them, mark them. Now, you don't have to mark if you have this kind of hole punch. And I have this kind that I can see through. So what I can do is just, I cannot express enough. Tap a lot. It's okay. It's all right to tap a lot. Okay, so we're scooting up here. Hello, Marilyn. And we're doing here. And we're scooting up to the top up here. And sectioning there. Now, this is going to scoot over here. Okay, so all my rings, all my things are all good. Okay, so that's one section. What did I say? 3 in each sections. 1, 2, 3. So here's 3 in that section. Grab your next section. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And we're just going to use this one. This is how I do it. I hold them together and I just eyeball through. But if you need to mark, I just showed you how to do that. Sure, Sherry, we can get purse for you. Hello, excuse me. Oh, excuse Jimmy Lou. There's 1, 2, 3. And I'm just taking this and I'm folding it over. 1, 2, 3. Now don't forget, I have those botanical papers I'm going to use here too. So here's my 3 for my next section. Here's my next section. Move some things around if you want to. You don't have to have them all like together. All right, so some of them I'm tapping, 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 and I'm tapping to the top. Some I'm tapping, 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 and tapping to the bottom. That's because some of my papers are not exact size, so it's okay for them to be the smaller ones, like the Mickey Mouse coloring papers, were smaller, and that's okay. Thanks for blessing the mess. We have 50 eyes. Let's get some names in for the drawing, you guys. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tag a friend in the comments who you think would love junk journaling. I'm going to pick some names for the glue machine drawing for, can you believe we're in the middle of November already? All right, there we go. Look at Minnie. Going to tip her toe in there. Okay, then we have one last section here. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we should have 1, 2, yep, we should have 3 left over. Okay, so look at how pretty. I don't want to split these though. I don't want to split that either. All right, we're going to split these. Okay, so what if I want to add one of these to this section? We can do that. Just tap it in there. It's going to peek out from the edge of the book, but that's okay because I have something else in mind to do to our edges of our book here. So what my basic idea is here is to get it all onto the 3 rings. You never did. Yes, a lot of people do it too. What I didn't use was I didn't use the paper doilies in the book itself, you guys, because here's why. If you do, paper doilies will tear very easily. Like very, very easily. So you want to be really careful to not do that, to not tear your paper doilies. So, especially if you put all the hard work into it. All right, so up here we go. There we go. So there's that section. And then we have these three here, and then our book cover. All right, so let me grab in my pocket. I have rings. These are, what size rings are these? These are 2-inch rings. You can buy bookbinding rings at, the Dollar Tree sells bookbinding rings. They sell them in different sizes, like these, okay? These are 1 1/4 inch. I went with the 2-inch because I kind of want a bigger one. You can buy from Walmart in their office supply stuff. Yeah, you can tag yourself, Mary. That's fine. You can buy a variety pack in Walmart in their office supply section. So you can pick these up anywhere. I buy the 2-inch ones. I just bought a bunch of them, you guys, at oh, you know what? I'm going to go through the center. That way I'm sure to grab all of the ones that I need. I missed what I was saying. Oh, I buy them on the Amazon, you guys. And here's why. Because I put them in my craft kits that I sell. So it's more beneficial for me to do that. So can you buy rings? You can, but I mean, I don't particularly like doing that, but that's me, okay? You guys, sometimes you got to just play around and see what works for you. Okay? So what works for one person won't work for another. I've never done it with the spine or the rings that have the spine attached to it, but I have seen people do that on their YouTubes and all the things. Okay. So once we get one of these on, now this is kind of all like in place, all right? It's all in place. And I know it's kind of like Weebles Wobble and all of the fun stuff, but you can see that it's all together. So then I just pull more rings out of my pocket, and you can work them through, you guys. Wait, this one's tight. Okay, so you could just work them through, get them all the way through. So my book is my thrifted thing. Plus some of my paper was thrifted. Those butterfly papers, these were thrifted. So you guys can find a lot of things in thrift stores. Now I know someone's going to say, those book rings are so big. Yes, they are. But that's okay, because that's kind of how I want them. Because I'm going to put a lot more stuff in this. And this is one of my 12 books. If you don't know, I am doing a no new book November, meaning I'm not starting any new books in November. So I want this to be able to open up nice and big and all the things, okay? So see how it attached to only 2? That's okay. That's okay that it only attached to 2. All right, so let's talk about what time it is. Oh, we have lots of time. We're doing great on time, you guys. So let me just talk for a second about what you can do to your spine, what you can do to your covers, what you can do to your pages. Okay. Almost every junk journaler that I know does the rings and ties like fabrics and stuff on it. Look at these fabrics that I have. I have this vintagey looking flower fabric, and I have this I got this flannel cotton from Hobby Lobby. It was $2.66. Look at that. How awesome is that? I don't know how big it is, but who cares, right? It's bees. I have to find that one that has my... I cut it, you guys, and I don't know what I did with it. My pocket thing, because it had some cool things in it. But anyways, So grab some fabrics when you go, when you're looking in the, I want to say thrift area. It's not really thrift area, but it's Hobby Lobby. This fabric, I've never seen this, and it's a flannel, you guys. And it's real pretty. So what you do is you use ribbons and trims and things on your rings. That is a last step. You do not want to do that your first thing, or you're going to have trouble putting things in and out of your book. But I want to show you some of these ribbons that I got from Heart's Desire. She's a fellow crafter on here. Look at these awesome ribbons that it's called ribbon, but it's not really ribbon, you guys. It's more of like, this is like birch. So we actually are going to extend our book is what we're going to do here. So let's just trim this off. We're going to open up our book here on the inside. Okay. And right along here, I'm just going to glue this down. I'm just going to glue it along the edge right there. Okay. Right there. We're just going to fruit with hot glue, and that's going to be on there, and that's going to look super cool, because I don't want to do a whole lot of altering to the book right here, because it's a really cool picture. So we're going to have plenty of places to alter things. And then let me show you. Oh man, I have got to find what I did with my piece like this that I had ready to go. Here it is. Found it. Found it. I had the holes punched in this already. And I want to put this, I knew I wanted to put this right in the front, because I'm going to be putting some things in it that you could use throughout your journal, including some wax seals that are just fun. They're just something for fun, and you can tuck these in and do all kinds of fun things. All right, let me move this stuff out of the way and just show you what we're going to do here. Okay, so I love this because it's birch. It reminds me of wood stuff. We're going to put it along the edge of the book here on the inside. Okay, we're not going to add it to the outside, because if we do, well, I don't know, let me see. If we do add it along the edge, we're going to end up losing something, I think. But then again, maybe not. You know what? We're going to do it to the outside. Let's do it to the outside. Here we go. Thanks, Angie. Or Chris, whoever it is. All right, right along the edge here, we're just going to add a line of glue. Heart's Desire is where you can get, if she has any left, the birch, what's called birch ribbon. So I'm just going right along the edge there. And we might have to trim it up a little bit. That's okay. So what we're doing is we're creating something fun. Is it way big? Yeah. Can we trim it down? Yep. We can trim it down. We can put it right on our trimmer. You know what? Let's just take it off the rings. I didn't really look at that before I glued it on. I just kind of just went with it. Don't let me forget to pick names. Hang on a second. Okay. So the ribbon is glued down. And it's just giving it some texture, you guys. It's definitely giving texture. What did I do here? Hold on. I left it go, and it sort of popped up. So let me just hold on a second. There we go. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to trim it off. We're going to trim it down a little bit. So all you got to do is just lay it on your cutter. I did it before on here, and it cut really nicely. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to use my old lady eyes off camera. See how it cut through some, but not through all? I'm just using my scissors and following it along the edge. Just to grab it, okay? Doesn't it look like a tree? It looks like a tree, doesn't it? Yes, I love this birch ribbon. I love that it comes on wooden spools. Okay, so now what you can do is you can take this on the outside and cover that up, but I have this other really pretty stuff that's moss. And I was debating putting the moss along the bottom and making it into a, maybe we'll still do that. Y'all are getting to see how Jimmy Lou's brain works. Let's just glue this along the edge so it's the same on the inside and the out. Then we can use the moss stuff along the bottom. And when we do along the bottom, we'll create a little pocket that we can put some tags into. Okay, because I do like for my things to be sorted together. All right, so let's go. We're going to go along the edge. I'm sticking really close to my edge here, you guys. This is a way to use ribbon that you may not have thought to use it before. Yeah, I love these ribbons. Did you get some, Andrea? I know you were on the day of the sale. Hold on, I have an overflow of glue that's poking out. Let me just smooth that out along there. Okay, now we have this part here. I'm just going to add some glue down in between these two, right in here. And now I've kind of made my book just a little bit bigger. Grab some clips. Where's my clips? You guys, I don't know where my clips are. I was going to clip it. So we can clip this. Oh my goodness, you guys. I thought I could clip this and it'd be good. That's all right. I'll add some more glue down inside of there then. So that just makes a little bit of decorative part to the front of our book. Thanks for sprinkling it out. They came from Heart's Desire. It's another crafter from her page. She did have them for sale. Hopefully she still has some, you guys. You could private message her and tell her that you saw them over here on my page, and perhaps maybe she would tell you, if she doesn't have them, would she tell you when they are back in stock. So they're just really pretty. So let me just use my scissors. I want to clean this up a little bit. Right along the edge here. I just need to trim it a bit. Okay, there we go. So there we are. Okay. So, how to create a pocket for something like this so that it's smooth, because the back side of it is not smooth, is you want to take a piece of your scrap paper. So this is just scrap that's left over. Do I want a pocket that big? No. Why? Because it's covering my car, you guys. That's why. So let's just take a little measurement here and see. This is, we could do 2 inches. Let's do a 2-inch little pocket. So 2-inch high. And then I am going to do it the size of the book, which measures out to 6 inches. Okay, so 6 inches by 2. And I probably will do the exact same thing to the back cover. Okay, so 6 by 2. It's not a deep pocket, but when you're adding on just tags and stuff, it's deep enough. Okay, plus it's also big enough for me to add my moss. Okay, so let's just measure this out. This stuff is messy. It does come apart, so just keep that in mind when you're using it. Like when you cut it and stuff, the moss kind of falls off, but that's all right. You got your book. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so this is going to go on this pocket, and it's okay that it doesn't go all the way to the top. So we're going to use my glue. The kind of glue that I use is neutral pH adhesive. And yes, my glue is wearing a sweater, and that's because it gets cold in here, you guys. So we're just gonna, on the back side of this, we're gonna add, it got so thick, you guys, from being cold today. I had it wrapped in a hot pack because I was afraid I was losing my glue. So I got to keep it where it's somewhere warm from now on. So you may see me running out to get my glue a lot more. All right, so we're just going to place it onto the cardstock, okay? And we could have put the pocket on first and then added this on, but I wanted to make sure it was going to stick beforehand. Hey, Robin, there she is. So you guys, don't worry about the glue. It does wash off your hands. All right, so we have our piece here. I'm just going to set this on here, and we can chat for a bit. I actually am designing glue sweaters, and I'll be taking pre-orders starting next week. All right, let me scoot some of this stuff out of my way. All right, move this. And let's just talk about things that can go inside of pockets, or those clear pockets. I'm going to scoot this over here. We're going to move this. I hope you don't get too much of a shine from my overhead lighting. If you do, I apologize, but I don't want to set anything on fire because we're going to play with fire, you guys. I want to show you the wax seals because they're just so darn fun. Okay, where's my fire? Here it is. Okay, so these little stands you can get on Amazon, and you just use a little tea light to go with it. I like the purple ones better. I don't know why I like the purple ones better. Maybe it's just because they're purple. So you start by lighting fire in your craft room. Make sure there's no paper and stuff around that can catch on fire. Okay. And then we're just going to tuck it underneath there. Then what's left to do is pick your stamps. And I have different sizes, you guys. Look at, this is a teeny tiny one, and here's a big one. So Dana, break it out. Get it out of its craft prison and let's do something with it. So look, I've already done one that is like leaf stuff. I'm going to tell you about the white stickers on the back. And then I have two like teeny tiny ones that are just those little flowers. So, and these are just things I know I want to use in this book. Okay, so I have these stickers. You can buy these on Amazon. Do you need them? Not necessarily, but they're nice to use. So let me just see. Sometimes it's tricky because they're very sticky to get them into a place where they're not stuck to your finger or anything else without flipping over. Now, come on, behave yourself. Behave yourself. Behave. No. I knew this was good. I knew I should have did this ahead of time because I just had this feeling it was going to make a jerk out of me. There we go. I did. I thought it was going to make a jerk out of me. I wasn't too far wrong. All right, so let's just get one more on there because we're going to use two. Oh, I should have put some wax in that thing. Okay, so I have sunflowers. You can buy waxes in different colors. It doesn't really matter. You can use all one color to do your wax seal, and that's okay. Let's do some yellows since we're going to do a sunflower. It takes about 5 to 6 of these little wax melts to get a nice big coin circle. I just tossed in 5. I put in all one color. You can mix the color if you want to. It's entirely up to you. So you just let it sit in there and it's going to melt and it's going to do all of its things. And let me see, we got the sunflower is on this one. Come on now, you go down in there like a good little sticker. Thank you. I keep a, this is just a dowel rod that was broken. And when it gets too goopy with wax, I just cut it. So that's another thing that you can do with your seals. Okay, so we're going to use this one. There was another one I was going to use. What did I do with it? Here it is. And the other one is this like kind of like leafy stuff. So we're going to do something where the yellow is together. So it is so cold in my craft room that as soon as it starts melting, it starts to get solid again. So, and you can buy seals at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if Michael's has them, but I usually get mine on Amazon, but I did get some on Hobby Lobby. It's picking up the black from when I did the bee, but that's okay. Now, don't stick your hand in the stickers, Jimmy Lou, you dip. So I like using the sticker backs when I stick them into a book, okay? Because then whoever uses them, they can put them wherever they want to, and they don't have to heat the wax up, okay? So we're just going to take this, and we're going to dump it right over top of that. Okay, so right over the top. I just try to get them sort of in the center. Okay, pour my wax right over the top. Just get it that circly kind of circle thing going on. Okay, then what you want to do is just take your wax stamp and just drop it in there, and just let it do its waxy thing. Okay, so we have yellow in there. Let's pick something else to go in with, kind of mixing that yellow. So I'm just going to go with 3 of those, and we're going to toss in. Let's put in 2 gold. And it'll look really cool with the 3 colors. You can mix in as many colors as you want to. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now what I do is my little stirry stick. And the more you let this sit on your little fire, like the faster things melt. Earlier I had to take it off of the stand and get it down near like the fire. Because, like I said, it's so cold in the craft room that it was just having a hard time melting. So we can let that sit there and melt for a little bit. And then what you do is you just pick this up. See the little stickers on the back side there? And then you just pull this off. And then anything that's kind of ugly that you don't like, you can just use scissors and just snip it off. And then you can use like a black marker, Sharpie, and color that in if you want to. But what I want to do with these is I want to put them down inside of these little coin holders. So we're just going to slip these down in here. And then as I'm working in the book and I'm creating more things, and I have scrap paper, I'll cut scrap paper to size to fit inside of these little pouches. Inside the little pouches are going to hold the little wax seals that we're doing. So let's get this one mixing. Come on, you can do it. Look at how pretty. Well, I like how that color turned out. That's a kind of a really cool color, isn't it? Do you guys like that color? So let's just see about getting that sticker thing off to the center some. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to touch it and I'm going to have a hard time. Pick names while I wait. Yes, we're going to pick names. Whoops, come on. Go in the center. No, don't stick to the side. There we go. If it flops out of the center now, it's done for. Yeah, ouch, that was hot. See, y'all are distracting me saying picking names, picking names. Judy Wyatt can go in for the drawing. Judy Wyatt. Who else? Okay, so we're going to dump this. It got a really pretty color. See that pretty color it got? We're going to dump this over top of our wax there. I'm just going to huff that out. And then we're just going to pour this on here. And then that one that has like that tree branch thing. Or leafy thing, whatever it's going to be. That's this one. We're just dropping it in there, you guys. And just let it sit there and set up. Now, if you have some left in there, and you have an itty bitty, you can do an itty bitty. This little one reminds me of my friend Angie from the Crafty Bunch, because she's all about the daisies over there. And then you can just drop that in there and it'll make a little one. So how do you clean it? I got asked that question pretty often. I just usually use a wipe while it's still hot. Be really careful. And I just put it in there and twist. And it pulls the majority of the color out. I don't worry about the bottom too much, but, you know, it makes it icky, but, what are you going to do? So, then all you got to do is just pop them off of your little seals. Oops. Like I said, just pop them off of there. And who knows, I might include those little ones in here too. And look at how cool they get. They get really, really cool. So that's a nice something extra that you can add to a junk journal. We're just talking all about what you can do with books that you find at the thrift stores or yard sales or all of those things. I probably am going to make one for each little pocket here. Okay. And I probably will put one of each, you know, in there, and they're just fun. Just something extra. Just go. I think she probably forgot and went home. Okay, so here's my little, oh, I was picking names. Keep picking names, Jimmy Lou. You dropped your pen. You dropped your pen, Jimmy Lou. Oh, you know what? Y'all, Teeny sent me those fish. Who remembers? Who remembers the fish that Teeny sent me? I had them up on my wall for a while and they started falling down. We can add that to the book, you guys. Because remember they went fishing or they were at the stream or something. Okay, so just be careful using this kind of stuff, especially if you're a paper crafter, because you can get, first of all, you can get a burn. Second of all, it's hot, you guys, and it's fire. So, all right, so we're just going to take down some more names. Debbie Zerker Fritz. D. McBride. Chris Tompkins. And Grace. Grace, you probably will win a glue gun before the end of the year for as many times as you've been in and out of that thing. Okay, so here we go. We then have, okay, so now it's pretty well glued down. We just need to glue 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. And when we glue it over top of this hole to create the pocket, that's okay. We will be able to punch a hole through this, even if I have to get my big chomp out, my big okay? 3 sides. Let me get this. Has some glue goopers. I'm telling you, oh. All right, 3 sides. 1, 2, and 3. And I'll worry about punching my hole later on. Right now, I'm more concerned about just getting it on there. So, what's my time? We have 10 minutes, you guys. 10 minutes. Okay, so let's talk about the paper. That paper pad that I had and I stuck somewhere. It's here. It's here. I just don't know where. Where did I put it? Here it is. This is Bo Bunny paper, and Bo Bunny paper is really good quality paper. Let's find that place where they were going fishing, or at the stream, or wherever it was. So places like this are places for writing, for journaling, and that's okay. There's the rain. There's the hot dogs. And here's where they start going on that hike. Okay, and here's the creek. Okay, so here's the creek. And here's some of the animals that live along the stream. Well, darn if we can't use this fish and make a pocket here. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to create a little fishy pocket, and we're going to use some of this pretty paper from the Bo Bunny paper pad. So let's see. What do we want to use? That would look pretty. Ooh, this would be pretty. Okay, we have to pull my paper trimmer up here again. And let's scoot this out of the way. There we go. Okay, so these are 5.5. So if I want to make a pocket that has a little bit of like depth to it, let's see, I'm not really going to be able to do it with this one. I have to do flat pockets with this one because this is 6 inches, so I'm only going to be trimming off of 1/2 of an inch, and that's not enough for me to create a popped up pocket. Okay, so if I trim this off, that's 1/2 of an inch. Keep your scraps, and then however deep you want your pocket. So I think, where'd my fish go? No, I lost my fish. Depending on what you want to see sticking out is how deep you want your pocket to be. So the fish is kind of like 5 inches. So I don't know. If I do a 3-inch pocket, Lisa Kid, sometimes you have to get the big chomp. Yeah, and we're keeping the story. We're not really destroying the story. Okay, so we have this one. We're going to create a pocket here for Fishy to live in. Okay, and then that's a nice place that you can write on, that you can journal, and just something fun. That's the whole art of junk journaling. And Teeny sent it to me, and I thought for sure I would never, ever use it. Okay, so this is not big enough to do a matting on that, but it's not too small to not cut tags from or other pieces. All right, so we have to take this off. That is one of the only things is if you're doing a lot of pockets and stuff, you're putting the book together, taking the book apart. If you're doing the 3-ring binds, you can also do all the extra stuff ahead of time that you don't have to do this. All right, so 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, and then a hole punch. It is just adding to the story, and it's making more fun. And you know what? And then, I don't know. I was going to do something Christmassy. And I was like, yeah, they're probably all tired out from Christmas stuff already from all of the crafters. I don't really know. But, hey, you never can tell. All right, so here we go. Okay, so just like so. Now, you can thumb notch that if you want to. Or I could have. Let's just... have a hole in my hole. We're just going to hole punch right through where the other hole was because we know that fits. And we have our fishy, our little fishy card that can fit in there. I have another one. I'm just not sure where it's at. Like it's here. I just am not sure where it went to. It's here because Teeny sent it to me. I have something in my drawer for Becky Smith. Becky Smith, I have something in my drawer for you. Remind me, I'll put it with your other stuff. Okay. I'll look for that later. Anyways, so that's just one thing that you can do. If you have like scrap papers that are left over and stuff, you can tuck those in for journaling spots as well. But what can you do? What can you do to this to make this just a little extra? So let's talk about that. We can take a piece. Oh, we can take a piece of this and cut it just to give it a little, and we can make a little popped up sort of place. Okay, so we're just going to use hot glue to add that. Now, if I had fishing, if I had a fish hook, I would do a fish hook, but I'll tell you what, I have plenty of these dowel rods that are broken here that we could create a fishing pole, a little tiny fishing pole, and sort of do our own. Hopefully we don't run out of time doing this part. Sheila is up next. If you're not part of the Thrift Flip group, you want to be, because how cool is that? All right, we don't want a big, long fishing pole. So this is just a dowel rod, and I have a pair of pliers in here that I use for this kind of thing. Let's clean it up a bit. I'm going to make a little fishing pole, and it's going to go, I don't know where it's going to go. We're going to put it somewhere. This might just be a little too thick for this, but we want to put something that's going to pop from there. So, what can I use for fishing line, you guys? Twine. guess that's what we're using, some twine. So we're just going to twine tie this on the end here. So I probably wouldn't put a real fishing pole, fish hook in here if it wasn't attached to something that couldn't poke you. Or I just have to be honest, this would make a great spot for like a dangle if you wanted to add a dangle to this. So I'm adding some hot glue here, and we're just gonna, I hate using my scissors for this, but I don't want it to come off. And we just have that little fishing pole. So I'm going to check my dangles before I get too butt deep into it to put a little maybe fish. I might have a fish that I could add as a dangle onto this. But you want something behind it. You don't want it not being able to be kind of like popped up and being able to be seen. So we're going to add this. This is just a piece of pretty trim work that I got from Michaels, and we're just going to add this right on there. Okay, and I'm letting this go because I'm going to add something to the end of it and then glue it down, and that's just going to make it, I know a dangle would be perfect, right? Fish hook earrings, I don't know, yeah, I guess you could use an earring as a fish hook. So, all right, so you guys, I showed you how to be taking some books and start to do some things with it. Let's just chat for a second. Tomorrow, I'm going to be live tomorrow, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. I don't want to add a paper clip. I have something in mind that I think I have over in the room that I think I can do. Okay, so tomorrow, I have something planned for tomorrow, but I would like to maybe get together and do this. But I also have, I was going to do an auction tomorrow, and I can't. I can't do an auction tomorrow because I have plans with Elizabeth. I just squirted glue in my face. Yuck. Good thing you guys didn't see that. Yuck. So, I do want to finish this book for Saturday morning. We're going to have an auction. I don't know if you're going to get to see me finish this up, but you guys, it's just about done. So the only thing I had left to do was the dangle part. So if I do it, I'll do it as a reel, or I'll come on live early in the morning. So anyways, here's our little front cover. This will be the book we work on now until Thanksgiving to try and get this one finished. This piece here, you just put back in your rings here. Thank you, Miss Lisa, for having me in another thrift flip event. I love them. I love them. I love them. They're my favorites. You know, and you can add some stamps up there that says fishy or whatever you want it to say. Okay, let's flip this around and let's get this on the cover. So the cover is going to go on the cover. I'm going to add more of this to the back cover so that way it's cohesive and it exists nicely. So, oh, I didn't punch a hole. I was like, why can't I do this? There, we need a hole. We need a hole. Now I'm going to be running late. Darn it. Miss Sheila is next, you guys. You can watch all of the presenters over in the Thrift Flip event group. I'm going to have to do this off camera. But anyways, that's the general gist of it all. And we'll do it all. We'll do it all. We'll finish it up. Have a good rest of your day. You guys go hang out with Miss Sheila. She's really, really awesome. She's a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see what she brings for us. Oh, I also had this bird, you guys. It was on my craft room floor and it was stepped on and it's been squished. And I think that we're going to add him to the front cover as part of our dimension. It's just a matter of where. The poor thing was on the floor and he got mushed. So I just think that, you know, we can add him as part of the cover and it'll just make it pop a little bit more. And I also, now don't anyone get worked up, I also want to add some glitter glue to the butterfly to make it just a little more fun. So thank you, Tanya. All right, you guys, head on over to see Miss Sheila. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a good rest of your day. If this was your first time here, don't forget to give a like and a follow and come hang out with me and do more book things. If your name got called, and you've never been called before, that was for the glue machine drawing. You didn't actually win something today, but your name gets put into a drawing. So, and Heart's Desire. Heart's Desire. Thank you so much for some amazing stuff there. I think I'm going to glue him down. All right, you guys have a good rest of your day, and remember to always be kind. You never know what someone's going through, and I will see you all real soon. Bye, guys.